Welcome back to the rinks in Hauppauge, Long Island. I am Jonathan D'Souza. As we close in on our closing game of the night, we have Northport Huntington take on the just fresh off and back on the ice, Smithtown Hauppauge. As we are underway here in the rinks again. Of course, we're glad you enjoyed us this evening, as it is past 9 p.m. and of course, Long Island being a extremely Long Island, we are all part of the same time zone. As Smithtown Hauppauge taking on Northport Huntington. Of course, every Suffolk County team playing in the rinks here in Hauppauge, as Smithtown Hauppauge being, of course, a lot closer compared to Huntington and Northport, of course. Huntington right on the borderline of Nassau, Suffolk, while Hauppauge is a good roughly 10-15 minute drive away as we get a stoppage in play here. That puck is dropped here just outside the zone of Smithtown. And we did have another Smithtown Hauppauge team play here. My mistake against Kings Park Comac. Kings Park Comac came away with the very narrow 4-3 lead. Very balanced attack by both teams, as this is a different team. So my apologies there, as both these teams are fresh on the ice, as that shot is directed right into the pads of Urbanski of Northport Huntington. Tested right away off a redirect. Of course, those are never an easy task. Puck bounces to the point and is reeled all the way down into the corner for Smithtown. That puck recaptured in the defensive zone, advanced slightly up ice. It looked like that might have been offside, and yes, it was. It looked close enough. And it indeed was offside. So we'll get a face-off just outside of Northport Huntington zone. Of course, anyone who made the drive here to the rinks in Hauppauge had to go through a lot of the hills of the North Shore that the North Shore possesses here on Long Island. Whether you're in Nassau or Suffolk County, you are getting a lot of hills, steep hills along the North Shore. And of course, rocky beaches compared to the South Shore sand. But nevertheless, we're on some ice, and the sun has long gone down, at least a couple of hours ago, as we're inching towards the authentics of hockey season, towards September, towards October, as we see the sun go down a lot sooner, signifying the start of hockey season all across the country. As we have kicked off high school ice hockey here in Suffolk County, as that looked like a return pass attempt by Smithtown. That shot directed off a defender's stick from Northport, although deflected wide. Good cutback there by the defender there from Smithtown. That was Connor Dubois. As that puck is handled there by Northport. Puck sailed all the way down to the defensive Smithtown zone. It'll be called an icing in favor of Smithtown. As Thomas Urbanski, starting goaltender for Northport Huntington, is going to have to be on high alert As his team getting pressured as of right now. Smithtown gaining the advantage in possession to start this game. Is that puck? Good keep in there. Puck is possessed in the corner. Centering pass attempt, although just slightly out of the reach of Draven Cacciani. Just on his backhand. Good cutoff there. Good pick off of the pass by Nicholas Rindfuss. Quick shot stopped. There's Cacciani again with that chance. Puck over skated in the corner there, and a big hit delivered. That one was over skated by Braden Beltrani. As Jonathan Wallace knocked off the puck there, sets up a chance for Huntington. Doesn't make it far, and hoping to make it far now is Smithtown's Michael Wagner. Wagner still has it. He has it from an angle. May look for a centering pass, and around the boards it goes. He delivers it all the way around to the near boards. Wagner with it again. Had the first big chance. Now Marcus Dorico with it. Tried to angle it back to the corner. It goes. Corner to point pass. About as far as it goes. That was Connor Dubois with it. Dubois has it again. Makes a couple of great moves in. Wasn't going to try to finish it himself. Instead, it was going to look for Michael Wagner to finish it. Wagner's been instrumental so far, getting the right places, right times, advancing it in all of the right ways. Marcus Dorico couldn't get too far with it. He's going to have to try again as he is still on the ice. Good advancement by Wagner. Puck off the boards. It is sticked in, and a good read there by Smithtown. That was Braden's Beltrani. Was able to get a good read on that. Was able to keep it in shortly, but here's a chance now for Northport. Good hustle there. As for Northport, that was Philip Sayek, who was able to get on his horse there and accelerate as high as he could, but Connor Dubois was able to stymie that chance. Game remains tied at 0 with a little over 9 minutes to go in the first. Good amount of puck possession by Smithtown to start, as the puck is collected there. It's Christian Agavino with it. Agavino still has it. He drops it back. And unable to capture it was Smithtown. A good defensive play there. And we got a stoppage here. And it will be the first penalty of the game. Wasn't exactly sure. I saw a stick come out of the hands of one of the Huntington players, and it's going to be Ryan Treitz for Smithtown. Will give Northport their first power play opportunity. 2 minutes or less with the man up. 2 minutes or less for Smithtown to potentially get off to the best note they can with a potential shorthanded goal. As that puck makes its way around. Charles Krakow. Chance at Agavino. Out there killing the penalty. Puck is tapped to center. Captured at center and almost advanced. A couple of big hits, Agavino being one of the deliverers of the hits. As that puck is reeled in. Again, a lot of potential bright futures for these players at the high school level. Is only the beginning. What can be great careers potentially in the pros, even in the minors. Of course, Dominic Toninato, one of the NHL players who was drafted straight out of high school. And of course, Long Island, a lot of Long Island players, notably Adam Fox, Charlie McAvoy, a couple of big pickups off of Long Island. A couple of premier NHL defenders constantly dueling for those Norris trophies. And of course, any of these players can become one of those. Norris Trophy, Calder, MVP, Art Ross, whatever it may be. It all starts here. And as I mentioned, those two examples there is this is a Rindfuss had stepped on that puck, although was able to recover and keep play going. As I mentioned before, the two aforementioned defenders of the NHL started off here on Long Island. So you just never know what could end up happening. Picked up in the corner. A chance was directed towards the front. That looked like that could have went in straight up, even if Cacciani hadn't gotten full possession, as it was directed close to Urbanski. Although it didn't make its way in, as that backhand towards the front, blocked and shoveled out, sailed out through center, where it's going to be hustled after and received by the Smithtown defense as Connor Dubois. Well, that was short-lived. Looks like Kings Point is going to try to advance through the boards. Couldn't quite protect the puck. It's captured and banked up the boards. Dubois with it off the near boards. Beltriani applying some pressure. Good idea. Oh, and a big hit delivered there by Cacciani. And now here's a chance for Smithtown down the wing. He's going to look for a pass. He heard a stick, and he got it across. Rebound, open net, just misfired. It looked like he wasn't going to miss there. Although, of course, defender six always come to the rescue in the final seconds in those situations. That one was stopped, and Urbanski was very fortunate to have well-placed defenders in front of him as well. Proceeded in, a chance, a shot in! Great chance there by Marcus DeRico. Takes aim and does not miss, just over the elbow. You see here a solo effort. And not sure the Kings, the Northport defender there had been faked, or he just looks like he just lost his footing. He may have just slipped. Whatever the case, it's a 1-0 Smithtown lead to start off, as Beltriani with it. Has it in front. He has a chance to extend it. That misfired. That was a very quality chance. It's Michael Wagner able to pick it up. He was on it towards the end of that shift, Michael Wagner was. That chance from the point, stopped. I guess you could say a quick whistle, but he sheltered it. Urbanski sheltered it nonetheless. With a little over 5 minutes to go, Smithtown takes the first lead. Northport Huntington gonna look for possibly a face-off win, but they don't. The local Smithtown gets the opening goal, as Cummings is able to advance it as far as he can. Puck remains in neutral ice. Cummings able to frantically move it back, as Smithtown was in a bit of a frantic mode to keep from turning it over. Went back on the attack, but some players just a little bit too quick for the puck. And so we're gonna have a face-off just outside the defensive zone of Northport Huntington. Back at the point it goes. It is slung towards the goal. Urbanski shelters it temporarily and is able to free the puck to keep play moving. There's a chance from the boards. They look for a centering pass. It doesn't quite get through. It's a chance for Northport. Quick shot slung just wide. Of course, a lot of these regions fairly close to each other along the North Shore, although not every team is North Shore based here in Suffolk. Of course, you got Medford, Patchogue, as well as, we all know, Patchogue, very South Shore. But tonight the theme has been North Shore teams. Smithtown, Hauppauge, Huntington, Northport. Smithtown has the first lead. Oh, good deke between the legs. He might be able to finish. That backhand is off the glove. Oh man, almost doesn't count, but that was a very pretty almost nonetheless. That was pulled off by Connor Dubois. Is that chance towards the front, a chance, a big kick save by Urbanski. Dubois is still on the ice. He's gonna chase that puck as far as it goes through center, as it is quickly recaptured temporarily, that is, by Northport. Smithtown's able to get more possession time, as I have found myself staring at the left side of this rink opening up this game. Smithtown has had all the possession so far. Is at the point John Holte on the ice now, and he was way ahead of every Northport skater, as well as Connor Dubois to get the icing in favor of Smithtown. So they're going to look to get the insurance tally with under 3 minutes to go. Be a pretty comfortable lead for Smithtown. Is that chance for Wagner in front, has it along the left hash mark inside the slot. Wagner out of the left corner. He's going to look protected as long as he could before he gets a clean pass, although the pass was bouncing over some sticks where it's recaptured. I was looking for Wagner again, was Dean Falcone. A shot off the boards. Falcone captures the point, slings one off the pad into the protective netting. Bit of a delayed whistle there. Of course, that delayed, the overhead netting has been the center of some controversial goals, as we've seen a lot, and looks like this could have led to another one of those instances. Puck has moved to the corner, angled towards the goal and angled up into the far corner, where it is in pursuit by Northport. Although can't clear. Chance Wagner takes aim off the pad. Good block there by the Northport defender, James Core. And as Agavino with it is able to angle it up for Wagner. Now it's picked up off the board. Centers, but couldn't be handled cleanly. Off Marcus Dorico was looking for his second. Dorico has been everywhere tonight, and so has Wagner. And they're on the ice together right now. There is a reason. Falcone slings one from the point, and that's stopped. There's Braden Beltriani, one of the guys in front of the net. Net front presence, shot tipped just wide. Off the boards behind, it's collected, shot off the pad of Urbanski. Beltriani had his possession knocked off by a couple of skates, although it is recaptured in Smithtown possession thanks to Falcone. And now Smithtown, not many fresh legs out there right now. Looks like it's been a lot of the same guys out there in this past shift. That point shot creates a chance. Alone in front is Wagner. He puts it home. So Wagner with one now gives the insurance tally to Smithtown. And boy, that is a great, great way to nearly end the first period. As you see that again, sometimes it's better to just throw the puck towards the net, even if it's not entirely in a scoring attempt. You could get that carom. And of course, if you're the goalie defending that, in this case, Urbanski of Northport, it's very tough to defend that when it is pinballing around like that. And as soon as you're down with all that equipment on, it is very tough to get back up and in position. You'd have to be extremely flexible in order to do stuff like that. Certainly not something I could do. I'll just have to stretch consistently every day for the next month, as we have another 10 seconds remaining in the first. A 2-0 lead for Smithtown, as that is all of what they wanted. Not only do they have the lead, they had all of the pressure applied. I mean, I guess you could say the star for the first period for Northport is Thomas Urbanski. He had to face all those shots, but we're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we will have the second period here in the Hauppauge rinks. Welcome back to the rinks in Hauppauge here for our final Long Island, Suffolk County ice hockey game of the night. Of course, the beginning of what could be potentially a lot of bright futures for a lot of these players, as Smithtown holds a 2-0 lead. Goals courtesy of Marcus DeRico and, of course, Michael Wagner. As they have, all right, a 3-0 lead. Let's make it 3, as adding to that list is Ryan Treitz. Wow, look at that. Just easy as that. Pretty much right off the opening face-off as I'm reading the names, as that is a very pretty, perfect feed onto the blade of Treitz, courtesy of a primary assist by Brandon Reedy. I mean, that was just amazing. No need for any saucer on that pass. No need for any air on that pass. That was just basically an odd man rush. Very short rush that was, and that was just an open net to tally into. So Treitz, Wagner, and DeRico, the 3 goal scorers for Smithtown. We might see a 4th. Oh, and that looks like a trip on Brandon Reedy, the player who just got the primary assist on the opening goal. Not even a minute. Basically about 30 seconds into the first period. And committing that penalty for Huntington is James Core. And so there's going to be 2 minutes of power play time. Smithtown had a power play last period, as they get another chance here. Though we're seeing different players on this power play, as it looks like a lot of their players are comfortable being on the ice, whether they be first year, second year, and whatnot. They're holding all the possession right now. Is that puck deflected in? Boy, oh boy, if you want to be the defender in that situation, that is the absolute opposite direction of where you want it to go. As that was just looked like a harmless pass. That really was a harmless pass. It looked like a pass attempt to the point. And of course, friendly fire is not something that you don't see in this game. You see it quite often, especially with the odd shape the puck that is, and you have to put a lot of sauce in that pass, almost a shot in order to put that in off a opposing stick, and scoring that goal was Draven Cacciani for Smithtown. So 4 different goal scorers for Smithtown, putting up a 4-0 lead right away. As here's a chance for a 5-0 lead. Took a deflection off the post. That was off the stick of Nicholas Rindfuss. Rindfuss has it behind, looking for the delivery in front, and we get a 5th goal. Couple of odd bounces. Looks like that one made it through the 5-hole. And of course, Smithtown has had all the possession, but a lot of these are actually some pretty good bounces too. Not to say, of course they don't deserve it, but this is, you got to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky. They're playing good, and they're getting the good, lucky bounces. It only happens when you're the ones on the attack. Of course, if this were happening in favor of Northport, I'd be saying the exact same thing, but it is a 5-0 lead now in favor of Smithtown. As we get a stoppage right now, it looks like Urbanski for Northport has his helmet off right now. It looks like he has faced all of the shots in the first period, and he has faced a slew of shots in this second period. It looks like he has a little equipment malfunction there. He has his helmet off. Maybe it's a glove or a blocker. Can't see too good from this angle, as, of course, his pads and everything kind of obstructing the view. Maybe something wrong with his chest protector. Of course, I personally think it is very, very courageous of anyone to step between those pipes, no matter what league you're in. You are volunteering to step in front of those pucks, and you got to make sure all of your equipment is in top-notch position and condition for the most part. Of course, it's never going to be perfect because, again, you're volunteering to take all those pucks and sometimes even vulnerable bodies. But nonetheless, thankfully, he is able to get everything fixed, and we're able to continue on this game. This 5-0 lead as Wagner drops it off to the boards. Trying to reclaim it now. It's been all Smithtown this game so far. As Wagner possesses in the corner, looking for a switch in possession to a friendly stick. And he has it all the way in. That was Braden Beltrani. Chance now from the point. That shot is held by Urbanski, taking that shot. The defender, Connor Dubois. And I feel like, every team has their 1, 2, 3 all-stars on the team. Smithtown seems like all of their guys are all-stars. They just seem like they very good at finding each other, very good at getting themselves positioned as they get another pretty fortunate bounce there in front. As Dorico, the first goal scorer, was looking for his second. We have 5 different goal scorers here. As Wagner was trying to make it all happen himself, trying to slice and skew his way through the middle. Couldn't quite get it. He's applying more pressure as the puck is out of the zone. It looked like it might have been touched inside, but Beltrani is able to advance inside the zone with it himself. A good save by Urbanski off a point-blank chance by Beltrani. That point pass is maneuvered down to the corner, dealed back to the point where it is shifted along the boards. A big hit delivered on Christian Agavino. Took a big hit there by the defense, James Core, who was guilty of taking a penalty last period. As now Smithtown is back in their own end for a very brief while. As it is recollected here at the point. angled back down towards the middle. It is pushed back to center. And you could see it, you kind of see it on the face of Jack Spring, although of course you don't really see his face, but you could see on his body language a little bit that he kind of wants to get tested a little bit. Puck was in his own zone. There was no danger, but he was squaring up to it just in case, as chance for a 6-0 lead, almost successful for Smithtown. Although they're going to continue to apply the pressure. Looks like they might be bound for a 6-0 lead with this pressure, as that shot has sailed right into the crest of Urbanski as he holds on. Fresh legs coming out for Northport. As this looks like this could potentially be a short night for them. Although, again, you never know what can happen. See a lot of crazy things here, especially at the high school level. Loose puck is behind. Brandon Reedy on the ice. Able to pinch in there. Charles Krakow on the ice as well, as him and Reedy being two big occupiers of the puck in this shift in the attacking zone for Smithtown. As they advance back in with it with speed, alone on the backhand, they score. It is Connor Dubois. A pump fake to the backhand. The net was open, the net rattled, as of course the puck made clean contact with the back of that net for a 6-0 lead. As you see it here again, Dubois, good pump fake. Not too much there to do, of course, if you're Urbanski, other than maybe go for the poke check. But of course, everything's happening so fast, sometimes you don't really know what the right decision is. You don't know if he's going to shoot. You don't know what type of fake he's going to go for. That was a defender, Connor Dubois. Able to pinch up and take the chance himself. Good speed. That is one thing a lot of defenders need, is good speed. Of course, you want the speed in the forwards too, in order to create their own little break chances, breakaway chances. But you got a speedy defender. Not only can they generate offense like that, they're going to hustle back just in case their own team is in trouble. Smithtown able to proceed it all the way around the boards. Huntington just trying to clear it now. They're in a very deep 6-0 hole right now. Not much they can do, and looks like Smithtown is going to be guilty of a penalty themselves. Yep, it is going to be Smithtown. It is going to be Draven. Is it? Yes. As he is in the box, it is Draven Cacciani. Wasn't too sure what the number was there for a second, but 2-minute power play for Northport, and even though this game has not gone their way at all, this power play could do something for them. Get one goal in, and of course you're always back in it. Although with the 6-0 lead, I don't know how back in it you can get unless you score at least 2 before heading into the third period. Puck is collected at the point. Although a little miscommunication there. It didn't look like there was... Looks like there just wasn't much. There wasn't really any communication there, as Northport being pressured in their own zone now. It just looks like, you know, Smithtown has been a lot quicker. They've had their hockey IQ shown a lot more. And they're being challenged. They're being rewarded, I should say, as a result. But Northport, of course, they haven't been able to really take on much possession, even while on the man advantage. even while killing the penalty with 45 seconds to go. It's been all Smithtown. And that looked like I wouldn't say a blatant trip, but that looked like a pretty reckless trip, if you will. Committed by Huntington. Not sure if that might have been out of frustration or whatnot, but Huntington has not been able to generate any opportunities, even on the power play, and is Kevin Sherwood, who is in the penalty box now. And of course, the last thing you want to do is give Smithtown another power play, but it's going to be 4-on-4 for 36 seconds. And that opens up a lot of ice for both teams, although it has very much been the Smithtown show lately here in Hauppauge at the rinks, just right next door to Smithtown. Of course, Huntington and Northport, you got to go, I'd say about 10 minutes west. Still on the North Shore, so not too bad. Of course, Long Island, a very long island, taken, at least at this time, at about 9:47 at night, about 3 hours to get from Montauk to Brooklyn or Brooklyn to Montauk. That shot in front scores. It was Marcus DeRico with the second. He takes aim. He does not miss. He picks that top left corner. Now it's a 7-0 lead for Smithtown, and we're still only 2 periods in. That was Connor DeRico with his second of the game. As I was talking a lot about Long Island geography, Connor DeRico was thinking about scoring on Long Island. He's already done that twice tonight. He was able to pick it up, left-handed shot, and it looks like there might be an 8-0 lead as sheltered. That puck is sheltered by Urbanski. DeRico, as a left-handed shot, was able to just pick that puck off in front on his right side, on the right side of the ice, and was able to snipe it over the blocker of Urbanski. Puck at the point, collected, maneuvered to the far point. Big hit delivered there, as it looked like it might be a boarding. And again, it looks like these Huntington Northport skaters might be pretty frustrated at this point. And it's going to be Kevin Sherwood again, taking 2 penalties. First one a trip, second one is a boarding. This could be another power play for Smithtown, who has seemingly been a guarantee on the power play tonight. Or did the ref just say 5-on-5, or is that a 5-minute power play for Smithtown? I think it might be a 5-minute power play. Looks like having a little issue with the scoreboard. Oh no, they're saying 5-on-5. Yeah, they're going to go with 5-on-5. I wasn't sure if they were putting up a 5-minute power play or not. But no, this will not be a power play, in fact, for Smithtown, as they've already taken a pretty insurmountable lead in 7-0. And for the most part, it looks like Smithtown has been on the power play for pretty much the entire game. Of course, this could be a wake-up call for Huntington Northport. They're going to be watching the tape a lot, perhaps off Long Island Sports Network, to see what went wrong and what can go right next time. Smithtown has a commanding 7-0 lead. They will be taking their very merry little 5-10 minute drive home after this game, as that backhand does not miss. That was a nice one. And even though Smithtown continues to pour it on, some of these goals that are coming in are just looking really nice here. As not really an odd man rush, just a very aggressive not a very wise pinch on Huntington's part, as that was a snipe of a backhand. Nicholas Rinfus for Smithtown. Very neat backhand, as the frustration really is showing for Huntington, as that play started off on a poorly timed pinch by the Huntington defense. It is an 8-0 lead for Smithtown now with a little over 5 minutes into the game. That puck is picked up at the point. Is put in to the corner. Clubbed back into the corner where nobody was. So yeah, Huntington defender trying to clear it. He just clubbed it back into the corner, and it'll stay in the possession of Smithtown. A chance to take a potentially 9-0 lead. Continue the pressure. Huntington able to clear, but only for a moment, as every time they clear, it seems as if there are more Smithtown skaters back in good position, hustling and just ahead in the race for the puck. Not entirely sure if Jack Pring for Smithtown has seen really a single shot this game. Maybe he's seen one, but I mean, the insurmountable pressure as they score again. That puck is delivered in front. It's a 9-0 lead. There's another chance. Connor Dubois, I think that's his second of the game. Starting to lose track at this point, only because it's been 9 goals that are scored. Connor Dubois, and of course there was a big hit taken in the corner there. But doesn't really matter. Smithtown is going to continue to attempt to hurt Huntington Northport most. Hurt them where it hurts most, and that is on the scoreboard. At this point, Huntington Northport trying to leave their mark on places other than the scoreboard. So expect to see maybe a little bit more physicality, especially on the end of Huntington Northport, as the frustration is quite vibrant on the ice there. We're still only in the second period. It is a 9-0 lead for Smithtown. That point shot is deflected. Didn't know if that went in. It looked like it went in for a second. Puck zoomed into the corner rather quickly. His last game had 7 total goals. Looked like this is going to be the first chance for Huntington Northport. Oh, and they score! Wow. They get on the board. They get one chance the other way. It's Philip Sayek for Huntington. Breaks the shutout to 9-1 game now. That just beat Jack Pring. I mentioned earlier before, I wasn't entirely sure if Jack Pring faced a shot before that, because it was overshadowed by the possession applied by Smithtown. And well, now we know for sure he faced a shot, because slung shot off the back of the net. Although Smithtown not slowing down, they're going to try to get one back. They're going to try to shoot for double digits here before the period ends. That was Draven Cacciani with that chance before. Now it's the defender Falcone, who enters with enough speed and space, although ran out quickly, delivers it in front. Not sure if that puck is in. Urbinski fell backwards, and I'm pretty sure that puck did go in. I'm not sure if they will count it, though, as it wasn't conclusive enough. They're just going to count it as a save there. We saw a couple of disgruntled Smithtown players, not sure whether or not they saw the puck go in or if the puck was that close to going in. But either way, it is a huge, huge, huge lead. 8-1 lead, not even the biggest lead Smithtown has had tonight before that goal scored by Huntington, as that shot is deflected off a Huntington stick. Up and out. Huntington looking to advance it here. Though it seems like every time any of their players catch it, they're immediately surrounded by 2 Smithtown jerseys. Or just frantically hustled after by 1. And there's going to be a tripping call here. And it may be Smithtown that the call is against. And it is. It's going to be Nicholas Rinfus, who has a goal or 2 or however many out of the 9 goals scored by his team. As that point shot is snagged by Pring, so he's starting to see more. He's going to opt to hold it. Wasn't sure if he was being told to play it or not. Ref's getting into a little bit of debate with the players down there. Guess as to whether or not Pring should have held it. Whether they should keep the clock running, as it is a monstrous 9-1 lead for Smithtown, as that puck is angled aside by a skate. It is centered, and Huntington had a chance to tie it. And along the post as Pring bodies go down. Some fans are calling for a cross-check penalty. But nothing is going to happen out of this, as Huntington is still on the power play. So finally, Huntington Northport is getting a bit of possession time now in the offensive zone. That shot deflects a couple of times, and it is picked up by Dorico, who already has 2 in this game. Wagner looking for Dorico. It's towards the front. Dorico looking for a hat trick on opening night. Of course, all of these towns are Suffolk County towns in Long Island. Suffolk County taking up about, let's say, 2/3 of Long Island, when you're obviously counting Queens and Brooklyn and Nassau County. Suffolk County still the bigger in geographic width. So you could fit at least 2 Nassau counties in there, and all these teams from Suffolk County, not all super fierce rivals in terms of proximity, but a lot of these are close. And again, tonight's theme has been a lot of North Shore, and of course, a lot of North Shore teams in Suffolk County. So you got Northport, Huntington, Pine Lawn area. Of course, you have Comac, and of course, you have Hauppauge and Smithtown here. Looks like a Smithtown player just tried to flick a puck up to the ref, and it hit off the helmet of a Northport player. Looks like Christian Semetsis, whose helmet it flicked off of. And he's defending right now. Smithtown, they continue their onslaught here in the second period. A 7-goal second period so far, as there's 10 seconds left, a chance for 8 goals. Looks like there might not be. With 3 seconds to go, one more chance. A shot just misfired. That shot was taken by Braden Beltrani. And again, a 7-goal second period for Smithtown, although the most recent goal being scored by Huntington Northport. As when we return, it will be the 3rd period of the game. And welcome back to the rinks for what is likely the final period of the Hauppauge Smithtown against Northport Huntington ice hockey game. The first 9 goals being scored by Hauppauge Smithtown here at the rinks in Hauppauge. So I guess you could say maybe a little bit of home ice in a way, even though every team plays in this rink in the county. But no, just living so close, not as far as a commute. I mean, I'm not entirely sure that plays that much of a factor. I mean, you're all in the same county, all along the same shore. But Smithtown certainly looks like a home playing team nonetheless. That puck is loose in front. That shot was kicked out. There is a penalty on the play, and it's Smithtown again. So even though they already have an 8-goal lead, they continuously take a lot of penalties themselves. Looks like it was going to the box here. It's going to be John Holte. This will be another power play chance for Huntington Northport. They haven't capitalized on any yet. As you've seen, they only capitalized once in the game, and it was at even strength. It was all Smithtown to start off the game in the first period and the second period. The scoring has subsided after the 9th, obviously. No goals have been scored since. Smithtown may be looking for the double-digit tally. They've been all over Northport as they have a chance here, possibly shorthanded, as that one-timer from the point didn't make it all the way through. Pegged a Northport defender who has it right now. That is Jacob Gazzardo. From the point now, entering as close as he can with it, was James Core. That was a chance and didn't quite make it through. Gazzardo again, eyeing a lane. Well, you had a couple of players bunched up along the same side boards. That puck makes it all the way behind. Collected off the boards. Collected off the boards once again. Nicholas Rinfuss with it. Takes possession, alone, 1-on-3. Has one reinforcement, although he takes the hit. Can't take the puck with him, as it is floated out and is heavily pursued after by Connor DeBow, who has a goal or two. Again, I keep saying goal or two because it was a complete onslaught last period. There's a lot of goals to keep score of, but there have been a couple of multi-goal scorers. DeBow could be one of them. Marcus DeRico was most certainly one of them, the junior. There's a couple of players go down there. Is collected at center. Sailed in by Kevin Sherwood, who has taken a couple of penalties himself. He remains in the game. He remains defending in the game. Here is Wallace. Lost it quickly as Lindfuss has it. Connor DeBow just waiting there for it. Can't get it. Cacciani collects. He is being pursued, and he had to get rid of it pretty quickly. And good position there by Christian Agavino as that shot sails on goal. Urbinski insists on not sheltering it for a whistle and rather just keeping it in play. Beltriani is able to guide it along the boards wide, although not too far, as Northport playing a little bit more defense now. At least trying to keep the puck out of their own zone and trying to keep Smithtown from pressuring them, because pressure was all Smithtown in the first 2 periods. Although with 10 minutes to go, I'm not sure how possible. Don't really think it really is possible for Northport to come back from an 8-goal lead, but at this point, all you're shooting for is for a strong finish. Maybe throw some big hits, maybe score a goal or two to end the game. And of course, you never know when that momentum is going to carry into your next game, as Beltriani had all the time and space in the world there to deliver to Wagner. So Agavino with it. Collected there by Falcone. Back with Agavino. That puck is along the near boards. Guided back to the point and redistributed down to Dorico, who looks to deal it to Wagner. Dorico, a couple of goals. Marcus Dorico, again the junior, had 3 goals coming into this game in 4 games and already has 2 in this game. Had 2 total last season and had 32 points in his first season in 21-22. Last season, Dorico had 7 points, 2 goals and 5 assists. So he has already surpassed that tonight and has been instrumental in helping his Smithtown team just start off with a, again, insurmountable lead as the clock is running, as we are approaching 8:20 in the third. And again, when you see that running clock and you're the team on that receiving end, you want to try to, again, recapture any kind of spark any way. And I'm, of course, not exactly on trying to come back and winning the game, as that just doesn't seem too likely, but of course just finishing fast, throwing big hits, and again, maybe even just applying some pressure. You never want to get into the habit of quitting despite how big the lead is for the opposite team, because when that becomes a habit, that unfortunately turns into a losing team. And I would not say this Northport Huntington team hasn't been quitting too much, at least to end the game. Although unfortunately off to a slow start, in which Smithtown was able to capitalize on pretty much every chance they got. Rather on the man up, even strength, then didn't have too many chances on the man up after that. So that puck is corrected by Holte. Down to the corner now, that is Krakow, Charles Krakow. Is able to rim it to the far boards. Smithtown trying to keep the pressure applied as the clock is still running. We have under 7 minutes to go. Puck is thrusted all the way around to a Huntington defender who is able to put down his man. There's a chance. Doesn't make it through. Smithtown looking for the double digits still. One little incentive for them to end the game possibly, even though it is a 1 game for them. Just want to look for those double digits. And they're still shooting for that. Quick hard stop there by Smithtown's Rindfuss. Behind the net with it, it's banked to the point by Cacciani. And Falcone was looking to deal it to the corner, although couldn't pick anyone up as John Wallace was down there. Big shoulder there delivered by Connor Dubois. Puck pops up into the corner. And again, Smithtown, it's going to be a good, feel-good win game for them. When you get that big, lopsided win early on the season, As Smithtown did have a 3-on-1 chance, although Huntington's defenders did a good job in hustling back. But as I was saying, you get that early onslaught win, you get that early lopsided win in the season. That could be the start of something just truly amazing for your season. You see it professionally and potentially even in other leagues. That puck was lifted up, hit the beams on the top here in the south rink of the rinks here in Hauppauge. Nothing south about the rinks here in Hauppauge, as we are certainly closer to the rocky North Shore of Long Island. I'd say about roughly, considering all of Queens, Brooklyn, all the way down to Montauk, I'd say Hauppauge is roughly, when you're talking east to west, the middle of the island, I guess. Maybe some would argue that Middle Island itself is middle of the island, but of course I'll have to check on my map when I get home. I'll get back to you on that answer, although some of you might know the answer to that question. It is a lot more of a naked eye test. See which town is completely middle of the island. Nonetheless, Long Island, a great town, great place, great island to live on. Big growing hockey population here on Long Island, big on lacrosse. Very unique place in New York, as we're closing in on 3.5 minutes to go. Again, Smithtown opened the scoring with 9 straight after their goalie Jack Pring had not really faced a shot all game leading up to the first goal that was scored by Northport Huntington. Again, I'm not entirely sure he faced any shots beforehand. If so, it had to have been one, as it was all Smithtown. And Smithtown continues to absolutely lay on the pressure here in the final 3 minutes of the game, inside of 3 minutes now. Although Huntington, Northport have been able to apply some sort of pushback in this third period for sure. They didn't seem to be too lost, seemed to be in decent spirits at the second intermission. Although it was unfortunately for them a lost game after the second period. A 7-goal second period onslaught in favor of Smithtown Hauppauge, as Beltriani was looking for a cross-ice pass. And a good pinch there by Wagner to avoid a potential chance. So inside of 2 minutes, you wonder if Smithtown Hauppauge is looking for the double-digit tally. If not, that's okay. They don't really have anything to be ashamed of. Only winning 9-1, of course. Nothing special. There's a chance of Dorico towards the front. That shot is thrusted wide by Agavino. Agavino has it, was trying to protect it, although wasn't trying to exit the zone with it, so was trying to deal it down the boards. Wagner takes a bump. He was waiting that bump, anticipating that bump. Agavino drops back to the point. Beltriani cranks one around the boards. It is hopping around along some rough snow that has been accumulated on the ice here. Definitely not smooth ice anymore, as pucks are, of course, more likely to take odd bounces later in the game, as we have 1 minute left. But a couple of Smithtown's goals were scored off of rather lucky bounces, but they were lucky bounces they deserved. They applied the pressure, and of course the cliche, put pucks in deep, bodies in front, and they're able to get those bounces as they played a very good game. You got to be good to be lucky. Lucky to be good. Although the rest of the goals I would not say were that much luck. It was very much earned by Smithtown, and Huntington Northport is definitely going to be looking at the tape to see, how can they avoid at least this from happening again and try to get it in closer, although Smithtown might have one more left in them with 10 seconds to go, as it was just tossed away in front there by Charles Krakow. 3 seconds and 2 and 1. That will do it for the final game for tonight, as Smithtown Hauppauge emerges after scoring twice in the first and 7 in the second. Northport Huntington scoring 1 in the second, and Smithtown emerges with the monstrous 9-1 victory. Only 5 games into the season, with, of course, many different goal scorers as both teams line up for the handshakes at the center. I am Jonathan D'Souza, and I have been your commentator for this game. Stick around for the rest of the season, as it is still September, and we have plenty more action coming up later this season. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night, Long Island.